Cipla is in focus. Remember, yesterday there was a new acquisition news where the arm is going to acquire US-based Avenue Therapeutics. Like, we have Kedar Upadhye, who's the global CFO of Cipla, now joining in on the show to talk a little bit more about that. Thank you so much for taking time out. Good morning, and can you tell us a little bit more about the acquisition that Cipla has announced of the specialty pharmaceutical company Avenue Therapeutics?
See, this deal that we have done today with Avenues Therapeutics of the US heralds the entry in the specialty hospital business in US for us. The asset is very unique asset. It's an IV version of tramadol, and I'm happy that the kind of structure we have been able to negotiate is a very de-risk structure. You know, the phase one payment is about $35 million for a 33% stake for this company. Balance stake is agreed at about $180 million, and that is subject to about 4 critical conditionalities, and fulfillment of those conditionalities will also cement the valuation of the product. Hence, multiple dimensions. The fact that we wanted to enter into specialty hospital business, we wanted to get a very unique asset and a very de-risk structure. All these criteria are met. That's the value proposition for us.
So would you say that the drug is in phase 3 trials, and that's why one has given a 2-part valuation so that they can de-risk the better taken?
Yeah. So first part of the phase 3 is over and results are positive. As we're speaking, the second part is being done, the pivotal. And then, the product, the application will be filed with the agency in US. What we believe is the opportunity of IV version of tramadol, which, reduces, and improves, rather, on the abuse profile of opioids in the US. And the kind of market creation this can do for moderate to moderately severe pain in US, the pain management therapy is enormous. That's why today's valuation of this company does not factor the full commercial potential, because they have not yet filed this product. Hence, in our view, the consideration that we have agreed with the kind of 2-stage structure gives us good enough, risk management, to work with them.
Right. Analysts will say that Cipla is paid higher versus others, while you're looking at this acquisition, because it pertains to a pain management drug. What are the dynamics used in the valuation of this drug business?
Yeah, I would not like to comment on specific pricing at this stage, but pricing is determined based on pharmacoeconomics of the product that we are offering. As I said, for moderate to moderately severe, pain segment, there is hardly any drug which is efficacious at this point of time, and hence patients typically end up using opioids, which are harmful and which are subject to abuse and other side effects. This drug is free from all of that, so pharmacoeconomics will determine pricing. We have done our pricing study, and we are confident we'll be able to achieve the pricing levels to justify the economics of payment.
Right. If you look at the US, it's a small business for Cipla. Will growth be driven by US markets acquisition and ramp up in existing products?
It will be, as you said, because as you rightly said, I think the base is lower for us. So on a lower base, obviously, percentage growth year on year is expected to be higher. Although this particular deal is a specialty hospital deal, the existing generics business is growing. And as you would have seen over the last 6 to 9 months, multiple launches have happened in what we call as a limited competition segment. There are many products which have been launched, and they are in the process of being scaled up. And we are happy with that, acceleration of the US pipeline for us. So between generics pipeline and between, the specialty hospital pipeline, yes, we will have a meaningful US business in the coming years.
So overall, Mr. Upadhye, do you think that the generic companies will have to invest in the pharma pack for launches in specialty products and complex drugs that continue to see growth?
I think, complexity of the pipeline will be very important. If you need a portfolio which has longer tail, because plain vanilla generics will always be subject to heavy competition and customer consolidation impact. So you would want to work on a portfolio which is high complex, which has barriers of entry, or some kind of IP or litigation advantage, and hence subject to the benefit of a limited competition. So in that sense, this particular deal, which is a unique 505(b)(2) pathway, is important for us.
And what about the tender business? That was a problem area for you in Q2. Do you see it stabilizing?
Tender business, was subject to a little bit of funding constraints, the funded environment. There's a particular cycle of the funds availability. There is also an aspect of the portfolio getting commoditized. So I think subject to this couple of triggers, it may sort of stabilize appropriately. It would be difficult to give you a precise timeline, but what I'm happy is our ranks, our growth percentages in the private market segments of all our geographies, they look very healthy.
What about the funding environment for the business per se, and how do you see competition?
Yeah, I mean, some of our tenders we have chosen not to bid, considering our financial thresholds, but I would say that this competitive factor was always there. See, in generics, either formulations or in APIs, I think competition was and will always remain a reality. And that always was there as a factor. Competitive intensity was always there as a factor. It must have gone up a little bit, but I would say that structurally, it's not that we are moving away from tender, but we will have our own financial thresholds to participate and bid in specific tenders.
H1 has been a slightly weak quarter for Cipla. What will be the outlook for second half? Do you expect Cipla growth to be strong?
See, we spoke about future outlook in the earnings call that we did after the results. And what we said, because of 2-3 reasons and some of the external headwinds, possibly, the chances that our earnings and profitability being higher than first half is a little bit lower. Having said that, as I alluded to, the private market ranks, the growth rates, our therapy depth, some of our new initiatives such as our, flagship inhalation program, Berok Zindagi in India, many of these initiatives are going fine, and those are supporting our, near-term revenue trajectory and margin profile. And yes, we are working on, several priorities. One of that includes, supply and serviceability constraints, which is more an internal, constraint that we have. But among all these several dimensions, we are focusing on the building blocks of growth for Cipla in the coming quarters.